Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, welcome to my very final day of Ignite Your Self-Belief. Excuse me while I get sorted. Hello, welcome everybody on Facebook, on Zoom. Okay, going everywhere, going to our replays and everyone on Instagram. Good afternoon. Hello, welcome to Tuesday. How are you? What is going on? How are you feeling? Are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling impacted? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling stressed? Hello, everyone that is jumping on. Hello, hello, don't be shy. Come on in. Last day. How quickly do 7 full days and 2 replays go in the world? I hope you guys are staying warm. If you are here in Victoria, it is freezing. And I do have my beautiful banner in the background because if I don't put it up, I'll get into trouble. And he's done an amazing job. So everybody, welcome to Tuesday. My name is Claire Burr and I'm the Chief Inspiration Officer here at Inspired Lifestyles. And I'm so proud to present to you Ignite Your Self-Belief. We are in fact on day 9. If you are watching on Instagram and you have missed, or if you're watching on all the other platforms and you have missed any of the days, can you pop a little emoji in the comments below? And just so that I can come back to you and send you the link so you can have the videos. These videos do come down at the end of this week. So the fortunate group, the special VIPs that have registered for free, will actually get the videos on record and we come back to them whenever they feel. So I've combated the I don't have time because I've given you the resource whenever you like to access. So please jump in and let me know, let me a little comment below and I'll make sure you get them. Ignite Your Self-Belief is a journey. It has been a 9-day event series where we have come together in an endeavor to become a more present mum, a more passionate partner, and to lose the weight of expectation and guilt that we always put on ourselves first. It is a journey of unlearning all of our inherited stories, and I have presented to you Activate Your Feminine CEO, which is my next immersion series commencing in the middle of July. My background is in corporate, so I've always been a people manager. So the journey for me was always going to be somewhere in coaching, somewhere in people. And I've fortunately come across Inspired Lifestyles, and I now get to help women work through their burnout, work through their guilt, their weight of expectation, their inherited stories. Because as a mum of 2 energetic little boys, who also has a husband who's a tradie and we own our own signage biz, I get the deal. I get the pressure. I get the juggle. I get the guilt. I get the feeling that you are always missing out and that resentment that there is nothing left for you at the end of every day. So as someone who is also recovering from burnout, anxiety, and depression, I know that the pressure our mind has and the control that you sometimes lose. You know, you always step into the perfectionism role. You are always rewriting your lists. You are always checking, have I forgotten anything, and feeding that fear. Because you have a fear of disappointing people, because you have a fear of being seen, and a massive fear of rejection that feeds your people pleasing. But what it in fact does is make sure that everyone else gets stuff off their list and you get more on yours. So I'm here to help women break up with that. I am also the creator of Breaking Up with Being Busy, which is my 6-week introduction series, where we really look at our surroundings and what works, our boundaries, a little bit of our stories, okay, our boundaries, our stories, all of those awesome things that hold us back from delving and letting that wall down, that lets our confidence exude out. Okay, we don't trust ourselves and we don't love ourselves. So it's really about the surroundings. Activate Your Feminine CEO is much more internal work. Activate Your Feminine CEO is not for everybody, and I am also not the coach for everybody. What I am is passionate and direct, and I will teach you from my experiences. Everything I am speaking about, everything I deliver in content is stuff that I've learned in my journey from being a corporate finance manager through to being a small business owner, surviving through 2 years of COVID here in Melbourne. So I've got a lot of experience. I've got a lot of ups. I've also got a lot of downs that I'm willing to share, and I'm being very, very, very much so vulnerable in this next series, because it's nice enough to present the information, but it needs to be relatable. And I pride myself on my relatable content. I pride myself on welcoming my community in and letting you into the inner circle of me. If you caught our talk on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, I spoke about onions and why you shouldn't be letting anyone get every part of you. So those that work with me, whether it's in Breaking Up with Being Busy, you've had one layer of me. Those that now come in and work with me and Activate Your Feminine CEO get a closer version of me. Okay, because there's more experiences, there's more heartache, there's more pain, there's more sharing, because we all can't do this on our own. We are not meant to do life on our own. As you can see over here, if you're in the Insta, I've got 2 photos and they are my beautiful little boys. They are the reason why I keep doing what I do and strive to be better, because they deserve a better mum. I deserve to give my time to them. Okay, because I missed out on that. I missed putting them to bed. I missed the stories. I missed the fun because I was on my phone or I was taking calls and I was just busy. So that is what Activate Your Feminine CEO. It's about reclaiming our power. It's about delving into our intuition. It's about finding out what is really inside us, because our intuition speaks very differently. Some people hear voices, someone says it speaks in color. Mine is a feeling. I'm going to help you listen to that. Tune into your intuition as we delve and create our glow, our feminine glow that comes out. We are not going to walk away from our masculine energy, but we are going to start living in our feminine energy, our feminine glow. If you are not sure what that is, please leave a comment below. It is not 1950s Housewives. Let me tell you, I'm far too independent to be a 1950s housewife. That is not for me. I am not even a full-time stay-at-home mum, because they are my superheroes. Full-time stay-at-home mums are my superhero because I can't do that job. They are incredibly patient. I am a patient, but not that patient. Okay, it is all about for us stepping into our flirty, our fun, our nurturing, our calm, and our really centered body. We have stepped into our masculine energy, especially our generation who have it all. We can be whatever we want to be, but we've stepped too far into the process. We've stepped too far into the control, and we are losing that connection. And the minute it gets too hard, we chuck it all away, and that's not what it should be. So I'm going to help you find your divine feminine that will allow you to spend time for you, that will give you the framework so that you get more out of every single day. Okay, we are all given the same amount of time, but have you ever wondered how some people seem to get more done than others? Then this is what it is for you. I've dropped the link in the comments. Please go and check out my info page. It is comprehensive, and there is a massive bonus. There is a document in there that I've written that it really explains who this is for, and also who it's not for, and what my wish is for you should you wish to join us. My community is very much handpicked. I do not work with everyone. Like I said before, I'm not the coach for everybody, and not everybody is the student, the teacher for me. Give me a sec. Okay. So when my circle comes together and we immerse each other in this circle, it is a community that holds your hand. Not only do you get access to just your group, you get access to all of the clients that have come before you, all of the learnings, all of the light bulbs, okay, and all of the cheering, because the work we do is deeply personal. The work we do doesn't need to be shared as long as you commit to doing the work. I know as a massive extroverted introvert, the idea of sharing what goes on inside my head, what I've written, really makes me uncomfortable, and that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make you stand up in front of your class and give a presentation that makes you feel really uncomfortable. Public speaking doesn't need to be shared, because the work that you are doing is so personal and so in depth that I want you to make it your own. I want you to be comfortable that you've actually written it first before you need to, or if you choose to spread it out to the world. So that is an overview in a really quick snapshot of what I offer. What you have missed out on this week has been an incredible journey of stories, of me sharing the points of which I broke down, the points of which I walked away from a lucrative corporate career. Please go back and watch them. It's really, really important. Especially go and watch yesterday's visualization call that we did. Okay, if you're really stuck with that resentment feeling, if you're really stuck with all of that guilt and you just don't know how to move on from that, how do you see the world of possibility? You know what you want, but it seems so far out of reach. Please go watch the video, because it's going to share with you a little taster of what I'm offering within Activate Your Feminine CEO. There's going to be lots of new techniques coming through, lots of visualizations. I have got some great meditations I'm also working on that will come in to the amazing offering as well. So let's kick off. Day 9 is all about recapping everything into a pretty pink bow. Yesterday, we looked at our struggles, we looked at our resentment, and we stood back from that and we visualized how it feels to see everything there. Inside of that bubble that your resentment has, that your struggles have, you also have your excuses. Okay, the excuses as to why you can't spend time, the excuses why you don't have the energy, why you can't be bothered. And I also shared I wanted you to change the word I can't to I won't. Okay, I won't spend time on me. I won't be bothered taking care of myself. I won't drink 2 liters of water a day. I won't get better. I won't become present. I won't become passionate. Go back and watch yesterday's. It was really good. Today, it's all about looking at the future version of you. Everybody, whether you are a grandma, whether you are brand new into motherhood, whether you are 18 years old, you must be constantly thinking about the future version of you. You must always have something to be excited for. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I mentioned earlier last week that I want to be a unicorn and a mermaid and a princess. I'm going to be 40 this year. Let's face it, none of those things are physically possible, but it doesn't mean I've lost the art of dreaming. Okay, doesn't mean I'm just a mum, doesn't mean I'm just a wife, doesn't mean I'm just a worker. You do not, if you were anything like me, I used to leave the house and drop the mask of being a mum, put on my worker hat, my corporate hat, and I used to put the mask on for 8 to 10 hours, and then I stepped back into mum mode when I got home. It's exhausting. Okay, because every single position you have as a CEO, housing minister, chef, taxi, and then add a PA to 2 very energetic, sporty boys, it's exhausting. You've got a lot going on in your head, but it takes a tribe. Right? The hat, working out which hat you need to wear does not need to consume all of your time. Okay, the thought of which hat am I wearing, which persona am I putting on today, that's exhausting. That doesn't get to the authentic version of you. That is not dissolving your fears. That is not dissolving your fear of rejection, of being seen, of being heard. Okay, and it doesn't dissolve away your guilt that you're not doing enough, that you are not enough, that you don't spend enough time. Wearing all of these hats and putting on the mask and pretending you are doing everything for everybody means that you are doing nothing for yourself, which is why I am so different to so many others in this space. Okay, I am not here to teach you what I've learned out of a book. I actually haven't learned a lot out of a book. I'm very much a kinesthetic learner, so I learn from people in person. I also go through in Activate Your Feminine CEO. I teach you how to, or I help you cultivate your inner circle of 5. 3 of those people, or the majority of those people, are people you're going to pay. So in my circle of 5, I have a health coach who makes sure that I am accountable and saying to what I want to happen. And he does a really good job of making sure of that. I have a mindset coach who helps me gets this overthinking thing quietened, who gets me thinking that I am incredible, that just because I'm having a rest day doesn't mean I'm not doing enough. And more importantly, that the stories that I am carrying are not my own to carry. And we're going to go through that in Activate Your Feminine CEO. If you are someone who has come, especially from a background where certain classes were put above others, people like us, for example, people like us don't have that. Our family doesn't come from that. If you have that, you're this type of person. If they're the stories you're carrying around, you need to jump in, because they are not your stories. They are inherited and they are holding you back from everything that you have ever wanted. Okay, so that mindset coach helps me get through that, and it evolves, because as I get closer and closer to where I am going, there's new fears that come up, there's new stories, there's new belief patterns that I need to check myself on and I need to be accountable on. I also have a business coach that helps me put everything of this together, that helps me pull it all together so that I am not overwhelmed, I am not stuck writing my to-do list, that I'm actually doing what I'm good at. Okay, it helps me cultivate my team that work in the background to produce this amazing content. Okay, I'm going to help you cultivate that team, because you should be having habits every single day that help your mental health, your physical health, your energy levels. There should be fun in there because we need to have fun every day and we need to have some work as well. So work, rest, and play come into everything. If you haven't learned the art of resting and you find that, we've got a long weekend coming up and come Sunday night, you start to get sick, hello, you are burnt out and you are not resting properly. You don't need to compete with the next person. You don't need to compete with Susie next door. You don't have to compete with Janet at school. They do their own thing. They run their chaos their way. Your job is to create and maintain and cultivate happy children. Your job is to be happy yourself, centered, calm, nurturing, fun. Your job is not to say that this person has said is making cupcakes for the bake stall tomorrow and you need to do the same thing. It's not your job. You don't need to compete with people if that is not what sets your heart and soul on fire. If you find that your body is and closes in at the thought of that, that is your intuition telling you it is not made for you and you need to find something new. Find your own way through. Because if you constantly live in competition and people pleasing, you are missing the golden moments happening in the background. Okay? You're missing moments that your children are creating because you're so worried about what other people think. Living a life free from judgment from others as well as yourself is the simplest life skill that you will ever learn, the most incredible skill that you will learn. Imagine being able to feel less guilty. Imagine being able to feel the weight of expectation fall away. Imagine being able to feel that you don't really give a damn what other people think of you because you operate in the highest morals. You operate at the highest integrity. They're just seeing something that's missing inside them and they're judging you for that. Imagine if you couldn't live like that anymore. Like I said yesterday, do I get judged every day? Absolutely. For whatever reason, I don't indulge because I don't really care. But clearly I must be doing something right if they're talking about me, good or bad. I don't really care. I've come from such a corporate world where it's competitive. So I've listened to all of the bits and pieces. I've listened to the advice. I've heard the competitive. So I've had to fight with the person next to me for whatever reason. We've always been put up against each other and I'm still here. I'm going to help you get through all of that. Okay. That is why I'm so different to other coaches. That is why I speak so directly. And that's why I'm not for everybody. If you're after a coach who's going to love you and hug you and cuddle you and say, it's okay, try again tomorrow, I'm not your coach. Okay. I am loving, I am nurturing, I am patient, I am kind, but you are paying me for a reason. You're here for a reason. Yeah. The reason that you probably haven't stuck to something before is someone hasn't given you the right information or hasn't told you in a way that's held you accountable. Make this the call that you do. Make this the last time you tell yourself you can't be bothered, that you're not good enough, that you don't have the time. Make this the last time. I did a really great point of this yesterday. Please go back and watch. So like I said, I know what it's exactly like. I've come from demanding jobs. I've come from jobs where I've had to do 3 people's job and got paid for 1. I know what it's like to walk in the door, feel like a complete mess, like you want to curl up in a ball, but dinner's got to be done. Homework has to be checked. Okay, I know what it's like, the pressure of running your own business during COVID times, wondering where your wages are going to come from. And then the doubts start. Are you good enough? Who do I know? What am I trying to do doing this? This is not me. I know what it's like to feel all of those things. And I also know what it's like to come through the other side and have this sense of accomplishment in a sense that I've made it, that I did it, that I'm still here, and then I wake up every day with a smile on my face, that I go to bed every night hugging my babies and I'm still doing what I love. Okay, but it's been a hard journey and I'm going to share that journey in Activate Your Feminine CEO because I believe every woman should be able to walk into any CEO role just purely based on the fact that we have intuition, that we are hardworking and we are multitask extraordinaires. Okay, but I'm going to show you how to really hone in on that and start focusing on stuff that really matters rather than doing things that creates a little bit of chaos because it's comfortable. I'm going to show you some life hacks. Okay. Lots of things have changed in the last 20 years. Are you keeping up with technology? Are you keeping up with frameworks? Okay, you can't put your pieces of your jigsaw together if you don't have the borders. And I'm going to give you the borders and get you through the difficult parts, the times where you are almost there, and then the voice of doubt comes in and says, I'm not good enough. What are you doing? You're not big enough to sit at that table. You're not experienced enough. You haven't earned enough. Okay, you don't have enough Instagram following. This is stuff that goes through my head. So this is what I'm going to help you with. Okay, you need to find and cultivate your inner circle. You do not need to know, and you don't need people telling you what you want to hear. Anyone can tell you what you want to hear. Okay, our ego can tell us that. That makes us feel good. You need to be told what you need to hear. The skill of actively listening and having people come to you with something that they are so passionate about and they want more for you because they know what you're capable of, they're holding you accountable to your own dreams. They can see it. They can see the passion that is there. But they also want you to move past the fears that are holding you back. What if you gave it a go? What if it worked? What if you said yes? Who could you meet? Who could you network with? How would 10 minutes a day freed up look for you? How would half an hour on the couch with your kids snuggled feel for you? Okay. How would it feel to have half an hour more energy during your week? What would that do? Instead of saying, I'm too tired and I can't be bothered, what if you had energy for an extra half an hour? 30 minutes of sustainable energy that you are going to be able to play with your kids. What would that feel like? What would it feel like for you to listen to your intuition, to trust that judgment, and just to go for it? We are here because we are smart, intelligent women. I'm not here to tell you that you are not making smart decisions in life. You are. There is a reason that you have found me. There is a reason that you are watching. There is a reason you've clicked yes. You're a smart, intelligent woman who has lost the art of listening to your heart voice, who has lost the art of listening to your intuition, who's forgotten how to trust herself, who has forgotten this important rule that you must be the most important person in your life so that you can give more to others. The more you give, the more you get back. If you're not giving enough love and you are complaining about the love that you are not getting, it is because you're not giving it. You need to give it to get it. Okay. And are you giving the right type of love? Do you know the type of love you need to give to your partner, your friends, to your kids? We go through love languages too in Activate Your Feminine CEO, and it is an absolute game changer. If you are finding a disconnect in your relationships, in your intimacy, in your friendships, in your chatting with your kids, this is going to be a game changer. Once you learn what your own love language is, once you learn what your partner's love language is, it removes all of that bumpy area in the middle, and you go from here having your backs towards each other to now front forward, and then you start to come closer. Okay, I'm going to share with you a journey that I've been on over the last 6 months, and I'm going to share with you what has happened, what has changed, but that's only for those that join me. I don't publicly speak about that. And my village. It takes a village. Hands up in the comments. It takes a village to raise a kid, multiple kids. It does, but it also takes a village to raise a woman. And for us, we feel that we are not entitled to ask for more. How does that sit with you? Hands up in the comments if you feel you can't ask for more, that you must be grateful for what you have. Okay, that you're not entitled to ask for more because you'll be greedy. That you must be grateful for what you have because there are people worse off than you. Sounds familiar, right? My village have had every single one of those thoughts, every single one of those fears, those doubts, those opinions, those judgments, and are still asking for more without the arrogance, without the ego, but with style and grace. They are still asking for more and giving more than ever before. It is time for us to be nurtured, to be looked after, and to be supported. But that has to start with us. Okay, think about all the successful CEOs around the world, especially the ones that are female and are working mums. What support network does she have around her? Is she grocery shopping? No. Take the pay packet and all the other bits and pieces out. She has learnt life hacks. She's got a village around her and she asks for help. Being strong and independent doesn't mean you have to do it all. Just because the voice in your head says you should doesn't mean you need to. Okay, I'm going to help you uncover those. I'm going to help you break down those judgments and those inherited stories, because we now live in a generation and a world where everything is accessible for us. You know, we work, we can be mothers, we can work part-time, we can now work from home, we can work full-time, we can have our own business. Okay, and we can be online. But what are the little hacks? What are the little automations that are going to free up our time? What are we currently doing that we don't need to do because of procrastination? If we do all the little things on the outside, it avoids us going into the middle. I'm going to get to those stories of why you're avoiding. And I want you to become a beacon of light, like I spoke about Friday of last week. The gift that you get from working with me, whether it's in Breaking Up with Being Busy and now with Activate Feminine CEO, you have the power to pass it on. You have the opportunity to impact and influence one woman. My whole aim when I started Inspired Lifestyles was to help one woman. Now, I've been able to help hundreds, so I'm so incredibly grateful. But my wish is when you work with me is that you try and help somebody else. You listen to somebody else. You pay it forward. Because that's the power of helping people. That's the power of community. And that is what you get when you stay in Inspired Lifestyles. You stay in my immersive community for such a long time until you're ready to leave. Because there's always a learning that happens. There is always guidance that is needed. There is always a challenge that comes up. I am mostly the one that has all these challenges, and that's what my community gets access to, relatable content. I want you to become iconic. I want you to become loving, feminine, strong, independent CEO, the owner of everything, the dreamer, the lover, not the fighter. Okay, not the resentment, not the struggle, not the chaos, not the blame, not the excuses. We're all here for the big, big wins, whatever they may be. So let me help you activate that feminine glow. Let me help you break up with your chaotic patterns. Let me find your iconic feeling, your branding. What are you going to be known for? What do you want your future legacies to remember you for? What if you could become the most passionate partner? What would that do for you? What if you could become the most present mum? What would change? Okay, and are you open to that? Or are you filled with fear because you don't want to change? You don't like change. Let me tell you, if you don't like change, change is going to happen anyway. And if you don't admit to the change and take the chance and get ahead of that, then you are going to be stuck in a whole world of pain once that change comes. So let's start taking ownership of ourselves over our lives, because we are now iconic. We are now feminine. We are accountable. We are young at heart. And we are free from our own expectations, our own guilt. We've dissolved our fears and our old thought patterns. We are welcoming in new thought patterns, new legacies, new habits. Okay. And we listen to our intuition. We listen to that gut, that God-given gift we have. We have listened to our gut and our intuition. We allow her to speak a lot more. That is what is on the table. That is what Inspired Lifestyles is built on, and what I show up for every single day. I'm here to help women and busy mums, especially with little kids, to really take charge. to really go after what they want without worrying that you're going to be laughed at, without fearful of it's not going to work, because you've lost the art to dream. What if it does work? Where could you go? How would it feel? Go back and watch yesterday's video and picture that resentment, that guilt, that expectation, those excuses all in that ball. Imagine if they got all Tinkerbelled away, ping, gone. What if you could? What if you could stand in a field of fairy lights and live in the absolute freedom that fun is on its way, that passion is on its way, that games are on the way? Okay, what would that feel like? How would you show up every day for you? So I trust, ladies, that this has been incredible. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for joining me over these 9 days, these 7 teaching sessions. I am so privileged that this is what I get to do every day, and I get to impact so many women on so many different platforms. So thank you for allowing me into your lunchtime. Thank you for allowing me into your replays, wherever you are watching. Thank you for joining me. I am so grateful. I'm so blessed that this is how I get to impact the world. So again, if you're wanting to watch the replay and you haven't watched all of them, please let me know in the comments so I can get you a copy of the details. And I look forward to all of you soon. Bye. And to everybody else, thank you again from the bottom of my heart to my Facebook group of beautiful women who are incredible support. We are an incredible support to everybody, and I'm so grateful to have you. To those that are watching the replay, congratulations on making it through the masterclass. I would really love to hear, how did your visualization go yesterday? What does that look like? And knowing that you could change that, knowing that you can change that, and knowing that you have a community with you holding your hand, cheering you, what would that feel like? To dissolve all your fears, to set the jigsaw puzzle boundaries straight, and to get really in depth into your feminine energy so that you are the most influential person in your life that is calm, that is centered, that is passionate, that is present, okay, and nurturing, loving. What would that do? So ladies, again, thank you for joining me. Please pop all your comments below. I'll pop in over the next few days and we'll get the ball rolling. So don't be afraid. Ask as many questions as you can. It is your opportunity to ask away. Okay. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Much love.